Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa. The Ottawa Fall Home Show is back at the EY Centre, September 22nd to the 25th. And my next guest will be presenting on the main stage. Joining us here in studio, I'm joined by Anita Murray, owner of All Things Home. Welcome. Great to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Let's talk about All Things Home. Tell me the inspiration behind it and what you do.
Well, I am a journalist by training.
Okay.
I was an editor and
now
writer.
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Who brought the journalist in studio here? Oh, sorry, no, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Anita.
I was an editor and writer at the Ottawa Citizen for more than 25 years.
Oh, terrific.
And the last 5 years that I was there, I was the homes editor, which is where I developed an absolute love for covering the industry. When I left the paper in 2016, I wanted to keep writing about it. Well, I still do write for the paper, but I wanted to do more than that. So along with a colleague, I started the website All Things Home, which is, it's meant to be, well, the impetus for it was kind of sort of saving you from falling down the rabbit hole when you're trying to do research online.
Right.
So we put everything all in one place to make it nice and easy for you, and it's all Ottawa focused. And so it gives you the information that you need to help with your housing decisions.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of the topics. So what are some of the topics you discuss?
On the website, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, all kinds of things. There's sort of, part of the website is aimed at the new home market, so there's a whole section all for them. But then there's another whole section that's sort of focused around home improvement. So whether you need to upgrade or improve your home or just maintaining it, we've got a whole section there. And it combines sort of magazine-style articles to give you ideas and inspiration and beautiful pictures and that whole bit. And we combine that with all kinds of resources. We have business directories. There's links out to other helpful information, tips and advice. We've got a catalog of sort of your home maintenance kind of reminders and how-tos.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, you can sign up for we call it the homeowner helpers.
It's kind of it's like kind of the prevention before something terribly goes wrong and we have to hire somebody at significant cost, right? To do that. Well, I mean, you know, we're moving into fall, obviously. I imagine some of the advice on there is looking at, you know, furnace and changing filters and this sort of thing. Is that sort of what your strategy is?
There is a lot of these sort of change of season maintenance that you need to do to get your home ready for winter. And so we have articles that talk about, okay, here's the things you need to be doing and here's how you do them.
Excellent. Well, let's talk about the Fall Home Show. I know you're excited to be there. You're going to be presenting on the main stage. What are you going to be talking about?
I am going to be talking about basically how to keep if you're planning a renovation, how to keep it from going off the rails by giving you the 7 keys to a successful renovation.
Can you share some of them now? Because I'm actually doing a renovation at my cottage right now. I probably should have had you on about 3 months ago, but you know, maybe you can save me from something I've done wrong. So yeah, let's talk about some of those
this talk is based on a guide that we put together. We call it the mini reno guide, and that's based on a lot of interviewing and research that I did with several local renovators, as well as Brian Baumler, who's the headliner at the show this weekend.
Nice.
And so from that's where the 7 keys came from. And the top one, which I will share with you, is that you cannot plan too much. If you're going to do a renovation, you really, really have to plan it. Everybody emphasizes that as the cornerstone to a successful renovation.
And I guess to the last detail too, right? I think sometimes we think we've planned, and then you get into it and then you realize, oh my goodness, you know, I forgot about some fairly significant things, right?
Particularly right now, because we are still dealing with the upheaval that the pandemic has caused, particularly when it comes to supply chain and getting materials. Brian Baumler, when I was interviewing him last week, was telling me that he's been waiting a year for appliances to come in for his Florida renovation. Myself, I've almost 15 months waiting for a replacement window for one that cracked.
You're kidding.
Yeah, things are taking an extraordinary long time to get.
And you know what I found too is, you know, I have friends and family that, you mentioned appliances. Their appliance goes, the one they want isn't available, but you can't wait 15 months, so you get something that isn't exactly what you wanted, and you end up, disappointed. But what are you going to do?
Exactly.
Right? You're kind of stuck there.
So part of the whole planning thing is that, if you do it well, you can set yourself up for success. There are some renovators, not everybody can do it, but there are some renovators who are warehousing materials for their clients, who may not need them for 6 months, but they know that they won't be able to get them in time when they do need them, so they'll warehouse them instead.
I guess the other thing is the demand for labor. You know, I'm sure that's probably still an issue as well, right?
And that's not just renovations, that's across the whole industry. It's having a widespread effect, and it's not one that's going to go away soon.
Can I pick your brain some more? Can you share some of these other tips? You said 7. We did the main one.
You need to come and actually see the talk. So,
well, for sure. But you know, we do have some time, so let's go over a couple of other things that you would recommend people look at. Planning being one. What's another?
Budgeting. It can be difficult to know how much to budget for a renovation, particularly if you've never done one before. So doing a bit of research to get at least an idea of, okay, I want to get my kitchen redone. What should it cost?
Right.
Well, I mean, there's a huge range of what you can do in a kitchen. So it depends on the scope of your project. So that's part of the planning, is figuring out just what do I want to do.
And I'm sure you've been to the shows before, you know, the home shows. What can people find there? I mean, you know, it really is something for everyone, right?
Exactly. I mean, along with all of the speakers, and I'm just one of the speakers who will be there, they have some great information, and a lot of them are quite entertaining too. But there will be more than 200 exhibitors, everything from renovators to builders to suppliers to those who provide services, and just some of the sort of extra stuff, like, you know, some home decor. You can find food. There's all kinds of stuff that you can find there. Ryobi, the tool maker, they're going to have a station where you can actually test tools and find out, okay, what is this tool supposed to do. You know, so there's some interactive stuff that you can do as well. One thing that I did want to point out is the Fall Home Show. Every year, there's a huge exhibit set up by the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association.
Right.
And they are there promoting the Housing Design Awards. So all of the finalists in the awards, there's I think 187 of them, they will have boards up so you can see the work of the various companies, get ideas, find, you know, research your renovators or whatever.
Great opportunity. Anita, sorry, I'm just running out of time here. Just a reminder, EY Center, September 22nd to the 25th. We'll be right back.